So again, I just saw something on Facebook which pisses me off. Um, so I've talked about this before, animal rights activists. PETA being the worst offender. They claim to be thinking for the animal's best interest, yet they kill more animals than any other shelter organization. I just saw a post about how PETA killed a bunch of circus animals, some horses, ponies, and dogs, because they thought it's better for them to be dead than to be circus animals. Now, by the looks of their living conditions that the bodies were found in, because it was done overnight, they seemed to have decent living conditions. They weren't living in like hellholes, and the horses, they looked healthy other than, like, they didn't have, like infections or matted fur or anything like that. So, and they weren't like skinny or starving, they didn't have any scars on them. So by the looks of it, those animals were treated fine. And yet, but since they were circus animals, like fucking hell, they gotta be fucking put down because apparently they're being tortured throughout their lives, despite, by the looks of the pictures, not having any sort of harm or trauma. Okay, so I find this extremely hypocritical and contradictory because I've seen on the bus PETA advertisements saying, why love this but eat this, a picture of a dog or a cat and then a picture of a cow or a pig or a chicken, saying, some facts about how, like pigs or whatever, or cows can be very sociable, blah, 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 intelligent, all this other crap. And yet, when people have big pets, even, they go ahead and decide that's wrong and they gotta kill them. Human population is exploding, and we're taking over more and more of the world. So animals either have to learn to cohabitate with us, like so many have, or, we'll end up, dying off. And just because an animal performs and the owner makes money off of it doesn't mean that it's, a selfish owner or a jerkface or whatever else. Because the thing is that these big animals are expensive as hell to take care of, because since they're huge, they need more food. And since also they're big, they need more room to run around. And it's interesting, doing tricks up on a stage seems to be so awful, but having your puppy do a trick for friends and family who are visiting doesn't seem that bad. Here's the thing. Pretty much all animals, they need mental stimulation. And oftentimes, the best way to do that is to teach them tricks. So their mind is going, it's like, okay, so if I do this action, I'll get food, and try to learn the action to get them a special treat, because more often, because an elephant is huge. They could stomp all over you and kill you if you piss them off enough. Now, there is some conditioning if you get them young enough and you starve them and all this other crap. But if you're pissing off an elephant to try to make them do a trick, the elephant could just kick you or grab your weapon and yank it out of your arm or something. Now, this is talking because my cousin, for a while, she has her education as a veterinary technician, and for a while she's working with this kind of circus that did performances with this elephant. Now, the elephant was like a pet to them. My cousin's told me all sorts of stories, and it's so cute, and it's like the elephants tried to, like, if they're eating something like a favorite food of theirs, the elephants tried to trade stuff with it, like putting a leaf on the table beside them or something like that. And speaking of pets, hello Papa, he's my kitty cat. Anyways, so and they said we train her to do tricks with treats and stuff like that, like you would with a dog. And they cleaned her regularly. They, made sure she had healthy food, and they made sure, so an elephant actually, when she was sick and dying, at the end of her life because she was old, her trainer, who loved her like a family member, was sleeping in her, was sleeping in her pen. But elephants, when they know when you lie down, that means you're sick or dying, so they always try to keep you standing up. And so they, like, the trainer would go to sleep on some hay, and then the elephant was actually picking him up because she was afraid that he might be sick or dying or something, and try to keep him awake, So it was like the elephant saw the human as another elephant, as their friend, as their family member, someone they cared about. So, just like with a dog or something. So, like, there are circuses, there are people, performers who, like, put these spike chains on them or whatever, but just because there have been awful circus performers doesn't mean that it's still the case. Like, these are people who have big pets, and they're expensive to take care of, so they use the pets. You know, it's like, hey, we're training them to do tricks, let's have them perform the tricks, get money for performing the tricks, so that they're helping pay for their own expenses, because it's expensive, and it's a lot of time and energy to take care of them. So, you know, it's kind of like my cousin was saying how 75% of the profits went to the elephant. So, like, and the other 25 mostly went to pay for other expenses. They weren't really making much in the way of profits. It was just because they enjoyed doing it. Like, because seriously, like, but of course, PETA has this fucked up view that, you know, this better off dead mentality, which is just awful and despicable, because if the animal's living happily, then why? Why kill them? And the whole thing was like they rescue animals only to end up killing them. They have a higher kill rate in their shelters than any other type of shelter, like Humane Society, ASPCA, or anything at all, because they don't get adopted right fucking away. It's usually like, I remember hearing this one story of someone who sent a cat or a dog or someone to a PETA shelter, and then they decided a week later, no, you know what, we want them back, because I think it was like some other family member did it behind their back or something, and the animal was already dead after like a week of being in the shelter. Like, come on. ASPCA, they try to get the animal adopted, even putting ads in papers, and it's only after like a really long fucking time, like months or a year, that they finally put the animal down if they're really just not getting adopted. But, and when I mean ads in paper, when I was a child and we got a dog from the Humane Society, we first went to the shelter because we saw an advertisement for this dog who had been in the shelter for several months. Anyways, the dog had been adopted by the time we got there, and we ended up adopting another dog who was a fantastic pet, by the way. All of our pets we've gotten, all of our cats and dogs that we've ever gotten have gotten from the Humane Society, and we've gotten other pets like from, you know, like neighbor's cat had litters type of thing, but no, the ones from Humane Society have been the best pets in the whole wide world. They're so loving, affectionate, and loyal to you, and they're just the best. Right, Bear? Yeah, Bear agrees. Sorry. Yeah, I have a cat named Bear. It's because he looks like a teddy bear and he's cuddly like a teddy bear, but he's also ferocious. Yes, you're ferocious. Don't look sad. Okay. He's very expressive. Anyways, but yeah, so, like, come on. You claim to love animals, but you're murdering them left, right, and center for no good fucking reason. Just because they're living with humans doesn't mean that they're being treated poorly. They could live happy, full lives with humans. I mean, isn't that what you're striving for us all to coexist peacefully without killing each other all the time? Thanks for listening.